Hello, hello friends. Welcome to our Wednesday night dip nail party. I am very excited this evening. We're going to be doing something that I've wanted to do for a while. I've done it before, I've posted about it before, but I haven't done one of these in a long time. We're doing a French ombre, also known as baby boomer nails. I don't exactly know why, but that's what they're called. So this is the look that we're going to be doing tonight. So I'll be walking you guys through this process. Hello, Allie. It's great to see you. Thank you for hitting that like button so early. I appreciate it. So friends, walking everybody through what we're going to be doing this evening. Like I said, we're going to be doing a French ombre. This is a great classic manicure option. It's really good for just like a palette cleanser. It's great if you're looking for some wedding nails, bridesmaid nails, or you just want like a really classic pretty manicure, you know? So this is what we're going to be doing tonight. Hello Dana, hello Phelan, hello Isabel, Courtney is here. Hello friends, it is so good to see everybody. I'm very excited. All right, let's get into it. I'm going to go through all the products that we're going to be using and then we'll start this French ombre manicure. So the liquids that I'm going to be using tonight are my West Coast dip liquids. The reason being these ones dry a little bit slower than some of my other options, which is going to be really key for doing an ombre look. So we're going to be using West Coast dip liquids tonight. And then for creating this look, you've got a couple options, okay? I am a little extra when it comes to glitter and, you know, glitz. So I did a shimmer overcoat, but you don't have to do that. So what you absolutely will need is a sheer pink dip powder and a white dip powder. I'm using Erica by Rebel Nail and Porcelain by West Coast Dips. But if you want to be a little glitzy like me and you have a little sparkle in your French ombre, you can use any sheer shimmer. So I'm actually going to be using Bubbly by Rebel Nail, which is one of my favorite colors. And then we're going to be encapsulating that in a clear powder. Now, the other thing you're going to need is a fluffy brush. I recommend not a super fluffy brush, like one kind of like this that has a little bit tighter bristles. This is actually going to be for packing on that ombre. So you're going to need one of these for this look tonight as well. Hello Smudge, hello Casey. Lace, that's awesome. I'm glad we're going to be using one of your favorites tonight. Courtney, well, you know what? Hopefully this will help. I'm here to answer some questions on some ombre so that we can get become experts at them together. Now with this ombre, we're going to be doing things a little bit differently than we normally would. So we're not going to be doing the typical apex method that we're... It's going to be one of those nights where I'm stumbling on my words. I've been creating new DIY dip nail tutorials for you guys all day, so I am just like, my brain is like, trying to speak. I apologize. We're going to set aside our usual apex method and we're going to go right into doing some full dip. So I'm going to do 2 layers of the ombre. I will say you can do a 3rd layer if you need it. I used to do it that way. I don't find I need the 3rd layer anymore. So I'm only going to be doing 2 layers of the ombre. Then I'm going to activate, I'm going to buff, and then I'm going to go in with my my shimmer, and then encapsulate and clear. Now, again, you can totally skip the shimmer layer if you want to and just encapsulate and clear and leave it as it is. But, you know, for those of us that like a little extra glitzy glitz, we're going to do some shimmer. So, hello, Debbie. It's great to see you. All right, friends, so we're just getting into it. Before I start dipping, don't be a stranger. Get your thumb workout going. Don't forget to double tap that screen every once in a while. We don't want any stiff thumbs around here. And also, don't be shy. Hit that share button. Share with a friend, someone who might want to learn how to do their nails at home, someone who might already do their nails at home and wants to try a French ombre. Hit that share button because sharing is caring, and we love to care around here. So that is my shameless plug for the evening. I'm probably going to do it a couple more times, so, you know, it is what it is. Courtney, yes, you can absolutely see the nails up close. So here, this is what we're doing. Yes, this is a sheer dip base. Mary, that is awesome. I'm so excited to share this with you. Hello, Christine. It's great to have you. Hello, Karina. Hello, Amanda. I think I missed some hellos. Yeah, the glitter in there is awesome. It's very subtle, so... All right, friends, I think a lot of us are here and joining, so let's get into it. We are going to get our sheer pink. So again, we're using Erica by Rebel Nail for our sheer pink, but any sheer pink dip powder is going to be fine for this look. And we're also going to be using Porcelain, which is my pure white dip powder from West Coast Dips. Again, any white dip powder is going to be fine for this part. So I am going to do my best to pay attention to the comment section while we're doing this, but time is of the essence with a look like this, so I might not have as much time to answer questions, but I'm going to do my best. There will be times where I can hop in and hop out, so if I miss your question, just ask again. I'm going to do my best to get through everybody, but I know that there are some awesome friends in that comment section who love to jump in and help as well, so thank you guys in advance. I appreciate you so much. Let's do it. I know, Christian, I guess it's been a while. I'm so happy you're here today. All right, friends, so we are going to start by doing a full dip. Now, I am dipping over tip still because we're still growing out my nails after the whole little bathroom renovation situation. So I'm dipping right over my tips. If you want to dip on your natural nail, of course, you can do that too. Ooh, Death, that's so exciting. What 4 new dips did you get? That's awesome. All right, let's get into the first dip. So we're gonna apply our base coat to the entire nail, and then we're gonna go in right away with the ombre. Now, the key with an ombre is a couple things. You wanna kind of tilt your finger in the opposite way that you're dipping the ombre, or sorry, tapping the ombre. The other tip I'm gonna give before we get into this, it's easier to tap the bristles. You'll get a little bit more control. The other thing, because I know Courtney, you said you have to run early tonight, so I want to make sure that you hear this. Make sure that you alternate how you apply your ombre. So for this first dip, we're actually going to start with the white and then go with the sheer pink. And then on the second one, we are going to start with the sheer pink and go in with the white. That's going to help blend the line so you don't end up with a harsh line between your two colors. Amazing. All right. I'm doing my best, Courtney. I'm doing my best. I know that baseball season is here, so if you gotta go, you gotta go. But I want to help you out while you're here. Kristen, I saw you just joined. Shannon, absolutely. This is the look that we're doing. So it's a French ombre with a little bit of a bubbly shimmer over top. Oh, Allie. That's awesome. Kristen, thank you for hitting that like button. I appreciate it. All right, let's get into this, friends. So we're gonna apply our base layer to the entire nail. You wanna apply this slightly thicker than you normally do. Not super duper thick, just a little bit thicker. That's gonna extend the dry time a little bit and give you a little bit more time to work. So we're gonna start in the middle of the nail like we always do. And we're gonna push back as close to the skin as possible, but without touching, and then pull forward. This is gonna help us get a nice cuticle line and apply our dip layer evenly. And like I said, on this first one, we're going to start with the white. So we're going to dip our brush into the white powder, and we're going to tip our finger back a little bit, and we're just going to tap the bristles and kind of go along the edge, rotating our finger as we go. Okay, and then we're going to go right in with the sheer, and we're just going to kind of like pour this on, like so. Now to help blend, one thing that I like to do is just take my finger and I just tap kind of where that ombre line is going to be to help blend the powders together, and then we're going to grab our toothpick and we're going to run it along the cuticle line. You got to work fast with this one. That's where the trickiness comes in, is you do have to work fast before your powder dries. So it's going to look like heck when you first start, okay? Guys, this is a trust the process manicure. It's gonna look not very good when you start, so just give yourself a chance. It's all gonna buff out, it's gonna look great. But yeah, it's not gonna look the best when we first start. All right, so we are gonna go in with our second dip. So again, friends, we're working quickly here because we do not want our coat to dry on us. So we're gonna start that base coat in the middle of the nail, push all the way back as close to the skin without touching, and then pull forward, and then do the sides. So applying your liquid like that is so important to make sure that you don't flood the cuticle area. And then again, we're gonna dip into that white powder. We're gonna tap the bristles, and we're just gonna gently go along the edge, like so. And then we're just gonna kind of toss the sheer pink on as quick as we can, and then tap around that ombre line to blend the powders. Grab your toothpick, trace the cuticle lines. We gotta be quick, friends. We gotta be quick. This is a quick one. All right. And friends, as we're going, don't be shy. Don't forget to double tap your screen, send some hearts, send some love. I appreciate it. And don't forget to don't be shy. Hit that share button and share with a friend while we're going here. I appreciate it. You know, it helps me out a ton. So, ooh, Debs, that sounds like quite a collection. I'm assuming that's what you're doing there, is listing off your collection. All the pastel blues. All right, going into our third finger here, so applying that base coat. Courtney, I'm trying to go quick so you can see the second finger. And we're gonna start in the middle of the nail. We're gonna push all the way back without touching the skin, pull forward, and apply across the entire nail. And then dipping into the white, again, just tapping those bristles along the edge of the nail. And then swapping it out for the sheer pink. Applying that everywhere. Tap, 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 tap along the ombre line. Grab our toothpick and trace that cuticle line. Whew, we're working hard, friends. We're working hard. Let's go in with that ring finger. All right. Dip into your white powder. Go along the end here. Now, like I said, if you get a tighter fluffy brush, so one that's not like uber fluffy, it's a little bit easier to control. I saw that tip from another nail creator, and it was definitely a game changer for getting the ombres right. So highly recommend getting a similar brush if you're trying to do an ombre. And then tap, 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 tap. And then we swipe. No! Ooh, that stupid brush. It's like my toothpick. It fell in my lap, guys. We're fine. That's a little bit of an overreaction. Stay put. Okay, let's do this. Good grief. Hello, Picasso. It's great to see you this evening. All right, guys, and we're going to go in with our final finger before we do our second coat. Smudge, thank you so much for sharing that the live. I appreciate it. All right, friends, and we're just tapping the white all along the edge there. And then we're going to swap for the sheer pink. And then we're going to tap, tap, tap that powder to blend it. And then grab our toothpick, swipe the cuticle lines. One layer done. Let's let that dry. I'm going to dive into the comments because I'm getting left out of the conversation and I'm feeling sad. I know I missed a question up here. Let me just scroll up. Ooh, Brianna, I'm glad you saw it. Sarah, I've missed you. Debs, thank you so much for hitting that share button. I appreciate it. Jessica, is this beginner friendly? I would say if you... I'm going to preface this by saying that when I see nail inspo on the internet, I have zero regard for my skill level and I tend to just go for it. So when you say beginner friendly, I would have tried this right off the bat. But my recommendation would be get comfortable with applying your dip liquids first. So if you feel pretty confident in how you apply the dip powder and the liquid and everything else, then yes, give this a try. Because the only reason this isn't the most beginner friendly is because it's a timing thing. You need to make sure that you get the ombre done before your dip dries. So you have to work pretty fast. So if you feel confident in how you're able to apply the dip base liquid, then yes, absolutely give this a try. Hopefully that helps. Do I have any Revel colors? I do have amethyst. I actually used amethyst for my birthday manicure this year, and I loved it. All right, friends, so we're going to brush off all the excess powder. So again, I'm going to remind everybody, this is a trust the process manicure. It is not going to look good on that first dip. any ombre, it is not going to look good. So just know this and keep pushing forward. So we're going to go ahead and we're just going to brush everything off. And what generally happens on that first dip is that we get harsher lines. It doesn't look super blended. So to start blending it, what we're going to do is we're actually going to reverse the order that we applied the ombre. So whether you're doing a French ombre like this or you're using any two colors, on your next dip you want to swap the order that you applied the colors in. So on the first dip we applied the white first and then did the sheer pink. On this dip, we're going to do the sheer pink first, and then we're going to apply the white dip powder second. Sarah, absolutely. There is the other hand. I'm trying to make sure you can see that sparkle. We've got a little bubbly from Rebel Nail on there. All right, friends, I'm gonna go in with the second one. So while I'm doing the second hand, don't be shy, double click the screen, send some likes, send some shares. It's appreciated. Let's do it. All right, so we're gonna go in and again, we're gonna apply base coat to the entire nail again, applying slightly thicker than you normally would, but not too thick. And then we're gonna start with the sheer pink this time. So we are going to apply base coat to the entire nail. And we're going to dip in the sheer and we're just going to tap along the top part of the nail. Like so. And then we're going to grab our white and pack that onto the bottom. And then we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to tap the powders together just to help encourage a nice blend. And then we're going to grab our toothpick and we're going to trace the cuticle line to clean that out. And moving right along. Sarah, thank you for sharing the live. I appreciate it. Okay, so we're going to go in again and we're going to start in the middle of the nail. We're going to push back, pull forward, and apply that base coat to the entire nail. And again, we're going to go in with our sheer pink and just apply that to the top part of the nail. Trying to avoid applying too much to the tip where we're going to put the white. And then we're going to go in with the white and apply that to the bottom there. Tap, tap, tap to blend. Grab our toothpick, trace the cuticle line. And there we go. We're moving right along, friends. Debbie and Casey and Sarah, thank you guys so much for hitting that share button. I appreciate it. Sarah, no. So this is just like a smaller blender eyeshadow brush that I picked up from Walmart. It's nothing special. Just grab a fluffy brush. Again, one that has like bristles that are a little bit tighter, not a super fluffy brush, and it gives you a little bit more control over where the powder goes. Debs and Brooke, thank you so much for hitting that share button. Mrs. Lindsay, oh, you are too kind. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I'm doing my best. It's because I like having nail friends so much. So I love getting on here and doing these lives with you guys. So the fact that you want to come and hang out with me is awesome. Brooke, thank you so much for hitting that share button. I appreciate it. All right, friends, let's go in with our third dip. We are getting there. So again, pushing that all the way back to the cuticle area, applying your base coat all over the nail. And then we're going to apply our sheer to the top part of the nail. Grab our white powder. Apply to the bottom part of the nail. Grab our toothpick, swipe that cuticle line, And did we tap? I don't remember. Whoops. Okay, moving right along onto our ring finger. All right. And applying that base coat to the entire ring finger. Going into our sheer pink, tap, tap, tapping all over the top part of the nail. And then we're gonna go in with that white and get the bottom part of the nail. Grabbing our toothpick, swiping the cuticle line. I know that I forgot to blend on that one. I know I did. Okay, we'll just do it really quick. Whoopsie. Okay, moving along. Fifth and final finger, friends. Okay. Hello! User 624, it's Autumn, I believe. Please tell me I'm remembering your name correctly. I know you told me last week, and I just want to make sure that I remember correctly. We are doing a French ombre with a shimmer tonight. Amazing. All right, friends. So we are on our fifth finger. I know a few of you just joined, so hopefully you'll catch this one. So I'll go through the process again. So we're going to apply base coat to the entire nail. Starting in the middle of the finger, we're going to push all the way back to the cuticle area without touching the skin, pull forward, and then brush it along the sides. And then we're going to dip into the sheer pink and just going to apply to that top part of the nail. And then we're going to grab our white and apply that to the tip. And I'm going to remember this time, we're going to take our finger and we're just going to tap the powders down. This is going to help with that blend. We're going to grab our toothpick, we're going to trace the cuticle lines, and then just like that, we are done the ombre section. Whew, killed it. I'm sweating. Hello, Emily, you are here. I even did my hair today. It's like I knew you were going to show up. Do I notice a difference between brands like Savalan and Rebel? Absolutely, I notice a difference between dip liquids between brands. As far as powders are concerned, I find it depends more color to color. Super pigmented powders are a little bit trickier to apply. They like to clump up a little bit more. And same with and then there's pastels. Pastels are known for like the color buffing away a little bit. So I find powders vary a little bit more color to color than brand to brand, but liquids brand to brand definitely make a huge difference. Thanks, Emily. I appreciate that. Lisa, thank you so much for hitting that share button. I appreciate it. Abby, yes, I did do 2 layers of the ombre. Erica, my favorite liquids are Virgo and Gem or West Coast Dips. If you're looking for an affordable Amazon option, the McCart Dippies liquids are my favorite Amazon dip kit. Yeah, Courtney, it's definitely a thing. Jess, thank you so much for hitting that follow button. I appreciate it. All right, so we are going to go ahead and we are going to brush off all this excess powder. So friends who just joined and missed the first couple steps, I'm going to be posting a replay of this going over the steps, so just so you guys know. But when you first start your first layer, you're going to go in, you're going to apply base coat to the entire nail, you're going to ombre the white and then the sheer pink, apply to all your fingers, and then on your second layer, you're going to apply the sheer pink and then the white. By alternating the two, you're going to get a much better blend on the ombre. So we're going to grab our trusty toothbrush. We're going to brush away all that excess. Now what I like to do is actually activate and do a light buff, and then I'm going to go in with the shimmer, and then I'm going to go in with my clear coat. The words are trying to come out today, friends. Like I said, I was shooting a whole bunch of new tutorial videos today, so I feel just like So I appreciate you guys sticking with me. Courtney, you know what? I think that your ombres are better than you give yourself credit for. I believe in you. All right, so we're gonna go in with our activator now. So again, guys, I like to apply shimmers and stuff over a smooth surface. That's why I'm activating now. Do not do much buffing here. You only have 2 layers on the nail. I don't want you to just like totally buff off all that hard work that we did. So we're gonna activate. Now, friends, another thing I will say, because someone did ask me earlier if this is a beginner-friendly look. If, let's say, okay. There's 2 reasons why a shimmer over the French ombre is helpful. Number 1, if you're extra like me and you just want a little glitz, obviously the shimmer is going to be great. But 2, the shimmer is going to make this manicure a lot more forgiving. So if you don't do like the best ombre job in the world, which, you know, who's out here doing that, right? Or if you have any imperfections in your manicure, the shimmer is going to do a really great job of hiding it. And that's true of shimmer dip powders in general. So the shimmer is actually going to be really helpful if you are just learning, it's not perfect. Throw a sheer shimmer over and then you'll be good to go. And it's like you meant to do it. You know what I mean? No one's ever gonna know. Lace, yeah, I'm only doing 2 layers. I am going to add more. Like I said, I'm gonna add a shimmer layer and I'm gonna add a clear layer. I just wanna do a quick buff just to make sure everything is smooth before I go in with my shimmer. Autumn, I'm trying. All right, so like I said, I'm just doing a very light buff here. I'm not doing anything crazy. Lace, I believe in you. You can do it. Got a little bump over there. I might have to use my file for that one. Yeah, Courtney, I'm not surprised by that. Megan, thank you so much for hitting that like button. I appreciate it. Jessica, thank you so much for liking. I appreciate it. Becca, thank you for hitting that like button. All right, I'm gonna go in and I'm just gonna blend up my cuticle area and get rid of any little bumps I noticed while I was doing this. Sophia, so I actually switch out my manicures every week on these Wednesday night dip manicures on TikTok Live. But usually I get anywhere from 7 to 14 days. For me personally, anytime I've worn my nails past the 14-day mark and they are still good to go, I don't like them because I don't like the grow out. But 7 to 14 days is usually pretty average for me. I know some people wear them up to 3 weeks. With good prep, you can absolutely get these manicures to last. So right. So friends, I'm just going around the cuticle area and blending those. Making sure everything is nice and smooth before we go in with our shimmer layer. My face is gone. 1 second. Hang on, I'm coming back. There we go. There's my face. Jana, we got to set an alert. If you actually, Jana and everyone else who would want this, I do send out alerts via email for these TikTok lives. So if you want to get those email alerts, just go over to my TikTok profile, you know, and hit that, and then scroll down. There's the place you can put your email in, and then you'll get the alerts through your email when I'm going live. So hopefully that will help. All right. I think we're in good shape to add a little bit of shimmer, friends. Okay, so like I said, I just wanted to take out the main bumps so that way we're dipping over a pretty smooth surface. Give it a quick little once over because I'm so extra like this. Gotta do my close-up, you know? Give me a moment, friends. Okay, here we go. Here we go. We're getting there. That's what we needed. Okay. So now I'm going to go in and add a little glitz, a little shimmer, a little prettiness, you know? So we're going in with Bubbly by Rebel Nail. You can use any sheer shimmer for this that you want. Now, if you do not want the shimmer, you can skip this step and just encapsulate in a clear. I do not recommend that you leave this at 2 layers. 2 layers is going to be too thin. It's going to cause your nails to crack. Your manicure won't last very long, and that would be heartbreaking. So, like I said, either go ahead, dip in clear powder if you want to end it here. If you want to be a little sparkle queen like me, we're going to go in with the sparkle layer now. Courtney, I am going to cap, actually. I'm going to cap these ones with the shimmer and the clear powder layer. Lace, it's usually like the bottom that can lift if you don't cap. The cuticle lifting is generally not prepping, so not removing the cuticles or not dehydrating, cleansing the nail. The other thing too is it's important to add regular cuticle oils to maintain some flexibility so that way your nail doesn't pull away from the dip. That's another reason that your nail can lift either from the cuticle area or from the bottom edges. Christina, I use the Young Nails brush-on glue for my tips. All right, let me get all the dust out of here, and then we're gonna go in with our sparkly layer. I'm excited. I love sparkles. Just love them. All right, so we are going to apply to the entire nail in a thin, normal layer. We're not gonna go thicker this time. And I am gonna cap the edges here. So I'm just gonna run over the edge, just ever so slightly. And then we're gonna dip. Grab our toothpick, we're gonna trace the cuticle line. Like so, and then we're gonna keep trucking along. Debs, I'm using Bubbly by Rebel Nail. All right, so we are gonna go in, start at the middle of the nail, we're gonna push back to that cuticle area and pull forward. This is gonna give you better control over the liquid and make sure that we do not flood the cuticle area. And then we're gonna run the brush just very, very lightly over that edge and dip. Trace the cuticle area here. And we're gonna keep moving along. Thank you, Allie, I appreciate that. Amy, thank you for hitting that like button. I appreciate that as well. Okay. Yes, Chelsea. Also, Chelsea, it's good to see you. I feel like I haven't seen you in a while. The baby boomer vibe is where it's at. Baby boomer vibes with a sparkle, of course. Allie, I am just here to grow your collection, and I'm going to tell you, you should get Bubbly. Also, I don't have Margot, but Margot is also a really pretty sheer shimmer that I feel like I need in my life that hasn't just somehow showed up yet. So Bubbly is amazing, Kristen. I agree. Also, another Revel color that I absolutely love is Peppy. Like, there is nothing, like in springtime, a full Peppy manicure. It is, for those of you that don't know, it's a pink with a shimmer in it. It's gorgeous. I just love it. I love it so much. All right. One more shimmery. Debs, I appreciate that. I don't unfortunately have a P.O. box though, but I appreciate the sentiment. I really do. All right. I am using the West Coast Dips liquids today. V, thank you so much for hitting that follow button. I really appreciate it. Lace, so my typical method is the TikTok application method to build up an apex. So if you go over to my TikTok, I actually just posted a brand new application tutorial that walks through how I usually do it. So in a nutshell, I do a full dip, a half dip, a 3/4 dip, and then one more full dip. And that's usually how I would apply my nails, but obviously when we're doing design and stuff, we tweak it a little bit, so. Des, maybe I just need to go and order myself some. I think that that's what needs to happen. I think that you've encouraged me. Barbs, thank you so much for hitting that follow button. I really appreciate it. Amanda, it's Kayla.Kingsbury. Christina, thank you so much for hitting that share button. I appreciate it. Rebecca, it's time. You gotta do them. All right, friends, so we just added our layer of Bubbly. I'm going to wipe off all the excess powder, and then I'm going to encapsulate in clear. Now, if you want it to be a little risky, which I have done in the past, you could activate very, very lightly buff and finish it off at this point. The problem with buffing at this point, though, is you do risk, you know, buffing away some of that shimmer that we've just put on. Now, Bubbly is not the worst one to buff over top of as long as you're doing it very lightly, but I just feel like I don't want to, I'm not feeling risky today. I want to just encapsulate and then, you know, play it safe. So I'm going to use my clear dip powder and we're going to do an encapsulation layer and then we are done. Dibs, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. You guys are like, my ego is going to be this big. I'm not even going to be able to leave at the end of this. My head's going to be too big for the door. But thank you guys. I appreciate your company more than you know. So thank you. My dip is always lumpy and uneven. So could be a couple things. It could be that you're applying your liquid too thick. It could also just be that your liquids tend to be a little bit more thick. Some are harder to work with than others. One thing that you can do to try to mitigate that problem is actually use the pour over method. So that can help kind of reduce the amount of lumps and bumps that you get. Getting a really good dip liquid is also a worthwhile investment. I personally really love the Virgo and Gem liquids or West Coast dips. If you want a more affordable option from Amazon, the McCart Dippies liquids are also pretty good. So hopefully that helps. Debs, thank you for the hand hearts. I appreciate it. All right, friends, so let's go in with our final encapsulation layer. So again, starting in the middle of the nail, pushing back, pulling forward, doing this very, very thin. And then we're going to run the brush over the edge just to cap those edges. Clean with a toothpick. And move right along. Revel is a very hard liquid to work with. I am very open in the fact that as much as I love dip powders from Revel, I don't love their liquids. They were my first. And as soon as I changed to a different brand, I found application a lot easier. So I don't generally recommend Revel liquids, but their powders are amazing. They do have a great color collection. Thank you, Autumn. I appreciate that. Renee, yeah, so my favorite liquids are Virgo and Gem or West Coast Dips. If you were a beginner and still kind of need a little bit more time, I would go with the West Coast Dips just because it dries a little bit slower than the Virgo and Gem. If you want something that's a little bit more of an affordable option than either of those two, I recommend the Manicure Dippy set off of Amazon. Lace, that was me too. I switched over to Virgo and Gem and it totally changed the dip game for me. Renee, you are very welcome. All right, friends, I'm gonna get into this encapsulation layer. So just quickly applying a clear coat so that we don't buff away any of that gorgeous shimmer that we just applied. I'm gonna just do this quick so that way I can get into buffing and then I can chit chat with you guys because that is my favorite part of these dip manicure parties. So and then tracing with a toothpick, making sure that we don't get anything on the skin. What's the best way to keep tips on? So definitely make sure you're prepping your nail ahead of time. Now I will say that I use half coverage tips because I have naturally flatter nail beds and I just find that I have more luck with the half coverage ones staying on. Yeah. I really like them. Lots of people love the full coverage. There's nothing wrong with them. It's just a personal preference for me. So that might be something worth looking into for you as well if you're struggling with the full coverage. If like, I'm not sure if those are the ones you're using, but yeah. Try the half coverage. You might like them. Ooh. Erica, so the ones that I like the best, I never know how to pronounce the name, but I do have them shared. If you go over to my TikTok profile and, you know, do the thing, I do have them shared there. It's like Bukama or something is the name of the brand, and they're soft gel tips, but they're fantastic. They're my favorite ones. I did really like the Kiss brand ones. I use those for a long time. Those ones are great. I find these ones to be even easier than the Kiss ones to work with. All right, we are all done our clear layer. I'm gonna brush off the excess powder. I'm gonna activate. I'm gonna do a final buff, and then we're gonna top coat these, and we're done. Rebecca, I use the Young Nails brush on glue for my tips. Kristen, thank you so much for hitting that like button. I appreciate it. Erica, you are very welcome. I hope that helps. All right, so let's get into our activator, if I can find it. I could have sworn. Oh, I just saw a light go off. I'm like, what the heck is happening? Tiffany, thank you for hitting that like button. I appreciate it. Yes, I do have naturally brittle nails. I was not given the genetic lottery when it comes to nails. And then on top of that, I was a lifelong nail biter that didn't help either. So keeping dip on my nails has made such a difference with being able to grow them out. Obviously not at the moment because I'm wearing tips, but that's because I'm clumsy and was doing house renovations, so. All right, so I'm just gonna let that dry. And then I'm gonna clean up that cuticle line. So I do that with a curve file. Highly recommend curve files. I just find them a lot easier to get in and around the cuticle area without tearing the skin up around your nails. So highly recommend these. Britton, yeah, I do soak them off. All right, I think we're good to go. Yep, you guys hear that? When you hear the taps, you know you're ready to buff. So we're gonna go in and I'm just gonna gently go around the cuticle area and blend that in. And then I'm just gonna run my files. So I usually go down one side first good thing that was closed. I just totally knocked over one of my dip powders. And then we're going to go down the other side. And then just along the top, just to buff out any little lumps we may have. And then if you've got any kind of ski jump at the end, you can always just run the file along like this just to flatten out that bottom part as well. And then the other thing you want to do, so I do all of my shaping before I dip. If you're applying tips or you're shaping your natural nails, it's always a good idea to overshape them a little bit and thin them out, because when you apply dip, it's going to bulk out your nails a little bit. So I do all my shaping ahead of time, so that way when I get to this part, all I have to do is run the file very quickly over the edges just to sharpen everything up. Like so. Yeah, I absolutely do use an e-file. I don't generally on my lives. I find it a little bit easier to communicate with you guys while I'm just hand filing. And then because of that, I've actually just preferred to use a hand file when I'm buffing out my manicures. But I do use an e-file for removal. And I do sometimes, like depending on the manicure, if it's like not gone on very smooth and I want to cheat and get it done faster, an e-file is helpful. So I do recommend e-files if you're comfortable with it. But it's not necessary. You can definitely get a great manicure just with a curve file. Holly, so I used Erica for the sheer pink, and then I used Porcelain by West Coast Dips for the white, and then I did a layer of Bubbly from Rebel Nail for the little shimmer, and then I encapsulated in clear powder. I'm using Vivian by Rebel Nail for that. Issues with cracking. So cracking for the most part is usually your dip being too thin. So that can be because you didn't apply enough layers, or it could be because you over buffed the nail. So the solution is either add more layers or just be careful with buffing. The other thing that can cause cracking is a contaminated activator. Now, if your bottles are not clear, it's kind of hard to tell, but if you get too much powder in them, they will cause issues with your manicure and cause cracking. So that's another reason. Thank you, Hoot335, for subscribing. I appreciate it. BB, I do 4 layers total usually. So because this is an ombre, like a French ombre, I did things a little bit different this evening, but generally I would do the TikTok Apex method, which would involve doing a full dip, and then a half dip, and then a 3/4 dip, and then one more full dip. So building that apex just adds a little bit of strength to the nail, and it allows you to add those layers without them becoming too thick on you. I have not used Tickled Pink, but I do know that my good friend Sarah, if she's still here, is a big fan of them and has sent them over to me or sent me over their social media, but I haven't tried them myself yet. Britton, thank you so much for hitting that like button. I appreciate it. All right, we're getting there, friends. The dip progression. Oh, okay. So just so you know, I did post a brand new tutorial for my application process. So if you actually want to see me do this, just go over to my TikTok profile. It's pinned there for you. But the dips that I usually do to build up an apex are 1 full dip, then a half dip, then a 3/4 dip, and then 1 more full dip. All right, we're almost there. You are very welcome. I hope that helps. Any tips for doing the ombre? So the biggest thing with an ombre is making sure that you swap the order how you apply the colors. So Holly, just so you know, I am going to do a repost of this, so that way you can see how we did it. But the biggest thing is just making sure that you swap the colors. So for this French ombre, I started with the white powder, then applied the pink, and then on the second layer, applied the pink first, and then the white second. By alternating them, that'll help blend the lines a little bit. I also, after I apply the powder, is I tap my finger just to blend the powder in. So hopefully that will help. But I do have some tutorials posted on how to do an ombre. So hopefully that will help. All right, friends, let me do an up close to make sure we're in good shape here. I can't see nothing when I'm around my thing. Okay, so I'm just gonna sharpen the shape up a little bit. Trying to make sure you guys can see there. All right, we are in good shape, friends. Do my up close, make sure I'm not missing anything. Gotta get right up in my face so I can actually see what I'm doing here. What is going on with that? Okay. Don't mind me. I'm just give me a moment. All right, there we go. We're in much better shape now. All right, so now that we've done that, I'm gonna grab my orange buffer block. We're gonna do a quick buff, and then we're gonna add our activator. We're gonna top coat, and then we are all done. Recommendations for glittery dip powders. What kind of glitter do you want? Do you want a shimmer? Do you want a chunky? There's so many good ones. So this one that I'm using tonight is Bubbly by Revel Nail. It's a great one because it's sheer, so you can do it as an overlay on any color and it's gonna look fabulous. I'm trying to think. As far as Revel Nail goes, I know some staples that I really like are like Pillow Talk and Champagne. Those are great chunky glitters to have. There's so many. There's so many. Ooh, Jaina, yeah. So definitely a slower drying liquid is going to help with an ombre, but I see someone else already suggested in the comments as well. Yeah, apply your base liquid a little bit thicker than you normally would, and that will help extend the dry time a little bit for your ombres. Jess, yeah, you can use different liquids with different powders. Ooh, Holly. I know I've heard of Chandelier, but I can't think off the top of my head which one that is. All right, friends, I think we are all good. I'm just gonna fix the shape up right here because it's looking a little wonky. All right, done, over it. So at this point, you can go wash your hands, get rid of the dust, or if you're me, you can just use a nail brush because we can't get up to go wash our hands right now. Jana, I hope that helps. Ashley, thank you so much for hitting that share button. I appreciate it. All right. We are just about done, friends. So we're gonna go in with our second coat of activator and then we're gonna top coat, but I do not have my lint-free wipe. So 1 second. All right, here we go. So you wanna make sure you have a paper towel or a lint-free wipe when you do this to wipe away all the excess activator. So if you have been struggling with not getting a good top coat finish, we're gonna go through it right now for you. So we're going to grab our activator and we're gonna apply that to all of the nails. And we can see that shimmer coming through, which is gorgeous. I'm so excited. All right, so then after we apply that activator, we're gonna grab our lint-free wipe or paper towel, like I said, whatever you've got on hand, and we're just gonna wipe away that extra excess activator. And then, now with most brands, you don't want to wait more than a minute because you need that activator to help the top coat cure. So we're going to grab our top coat. Now the thing is you don't want to apply your top coat too soon because you can wreck your top coat brush and make it go hard. So the first tip to avoid that happening is wiping away the excess activator like we just did. The next thing we want to do is on our first layer of top coat, we want to limit the contact time that the brush has with the nail. So we're going to do 3 very quick strokes on the first layer, and then we'll go in on the second layer and make it all pretty and wonderful. So let's get our top coat. And like I said, we're just going to do 3 quick strokes. That is my, okay. I thought I didn't grab my top coat for a second. I panicked. Okay, we're good. So 3 quick strokes. And then we're going to be a lot neater this time and more precise. The other thing you want to do on the second layer that is so important is cap your edges. If your manicure is chipping, you need to cap your edges. So we did that with the dip. We're going to do it again with the top coat. So we're going to go with our top coat. We're going to start in the middle of the nail. We're going to push back to that cuticle area all the way to the skin without touching it. Do not touch the skin. And then we are going to very carefully apply to the rest of the nail. And then we're going to run our top coat brush very lightly over that free edge. And this is how we cap those edges to stop chipping from happening. And then we're going to repeat this process on each finger until we are all done. Easy peasy. Two more fingers. That's it. So we're gonna let it dry. It'll be good in about 2 minutes. And then we're gonna apply some cuticle oil and then we're done. What's the name of it? Oh, Esmeralda. Okay, so we used the sheer pink is Erica by Rebel Nail, and then I used a white dip powder. I used Porcelain by West Coast Dips, and then I did a layer of Bubbly by Rebel Nail to add the shimmer, and then we encapsulated it in clear. So hopefully that helps, but we are done. I am excited. See, it's not so bad. So for those of you who are afraid of ombres, they're not so bad. You just have to have a little, give yourself a little grace. And then, like I said, the worst thing that happens, just throw a shimmer over it and you'll never even see the mistakes that you made. It's going to be totally fine. Yes, you can use a gel top coat over this if you wanted to. Just skip your second coat of activator if you're going to use a gel top coat. Angie and Cantana, thank you guys so much for hitting that follow button. I really appreciate it. Mariella, yes. So tomorrow morning, I will have this posted over to YouTube. I put all the replays over there. And then I usually will like edit this down for my TikTok as well. So keep an eye on my TikTok and I'll post like a shortened version so you can see the entire manicure in action. What is the best liquid brand? So my favorites are Virgo and Gem and West Coast Dips. I also really like the Macart Dippies on Amazon if you're looking for a more affordable option. Oh, goodness. Well, that was fun, friends. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. This was great. We did it. So, what do I have coming up next? So, for those of you who are just finding this tonight, I go live every Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you missed this week or you're coming in a little bit late, you can always join us every Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. EST. I've got lots of new tutorials coming up for you guys. Oh, my face is gone again. 1 second. Hang on, we're coming back. Barbs, thank you for hitting that follow button. I appreciate it. I've got lots of new tutorials for you guys. So I just posted a brand new application tutorial, so you can check that out. It is pinned to my TikTok profile. I've got lots more coming down the pipeline. Last week I asked you guys kind of what your main struggles with dip powder were. So many of you were so kind, gave me so many great responses, and I am working my way through to make videos on, you know, as many of those as I can, so that way we can address everything in detail. So thank you guys again. So keep your eyes out for all those new tutorials coming up. If you want anything sent directly to your inbox, you can sign up for my email list. Just go over to my TikTok profile, hit, you know, the thing, and then scroll down. You'll be able to enter your email address. Every Monday I send a recap of all of the videos that I've posted, so if you don't want to miss any tutorials or inspo, I send them out every Monday. I also send alerts out, so that way you know when we're going live, and then I'll also send out the replay of this video, all the replays every Thursday. So that's what's going on there. Irina, thank you for hitting that follow button. I appreciate it. Affordable powder recommendations. So my favorite affordable option for dip kits is the Manicure Dippies. I like the powders in that kit. I like the liquids in that kit. So definitely recommend those if you're looking for an affordable option. Jake, thank you for the weights. I appreciate it. Clearly, clearly I need them. Hello, Rachel. Thank you for the hellos. I appreciate it. All right, my friends, I think we're dry. I'm gonna grab my cuticle oil, and then we're gonna apply that. So this one is my favorite. It's by Onyx Nail Pro. It's called Fruity Cereal. It smells like Fruit Loops. It's amazing. Highly recommend. So I'm gonna apply that. Thank you, Kristen. I appreciate that. Ooh, Jamie, what are you gonna do? Tell me more. All right. Massage in that cuticle oil. Now, for those of you that struggle with lifting, make sure you're applying cuticle oil every day. Cuticle oil actually helps maintain some flexibility so that your nail does not pull away from your dip. So super duper helpful. The other thing too is also make sure you apply it to the bottom of the nail as well. This will stop that bottom nail from lifting away from the dip as well. Thank you, Jessica. I appreciate that. Jamie, I know that problem very, very well. All right, my friends. Well, I have to call it an evening, but just so you guys know, like I said, if you want to get all the videos sent to your email address, just go over to my TikTok profile, click the button there, scroll down, you can put your email in. Every Monday, I send a recap of all the videos I've posted, so that includes any DIY nail tutorials that are new, it includes any inspo, stuff like that. And then I also send out alerts every Wednesday about an hour before we go live, so that way you don't miss these dip nail manicures. So if you want to sign up for that, that is how you do it. Jana, I feel you. Because the rain is just like, and you know what's been worse today is the sun's been teasing us today. I don't know about where you are in Ontario, but here it's been like sunny for a hot second and then it pours rain and you just like, you don't know what she wants. So yeah, the rain is definitely a call for bright nails, that's for sure. All right, friends. I think that is it for the evening. So there's the final look, the French ombre. I will be posting the replay over on YouTube. I will also post some clips here, so keep an eye out for those. Other than that, I will see everybody next Wednesday, 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If there's any manicures you want to see, be sure to leave it in the comments, email me, you know, whichever. I always appreciate recommendations because I also have way too many colors and can never decide what to do. So I appreciate any recommendations you guys might have. Thank you, Stephanie. I'm glad to hear that. This is all my husband's doing. His tech nerdiness has paid off and created this beautiful manicure live setup for us. So very appreciative of that. Mrs. Lindsay, you are very welcome. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you guys for jumping in and asking questions. Thank you to everybody who was answering questions as well. Your help is so appreciated. I love that we've created this space for everybody to come in and learn a little bit more and just chit chat and have fun. It is amazing, and I really appreciate all of you. So thank you guys very much. I will be here next Wednesday, 5:30 p.m. EST. I hope everyone has a great rest of your evening. I hope you have a great rest of your week. I hope you have an amazing weekend, and I will see everybody next Wednesday, 5:30 p.m. EST. Have a good night, everybody.